We're talking to senior women and up-and-coming women, as well as senior men and up-and-coming men, and we're asking them, what are your assumptions, and we're testing them. So to me, in all organisations, there are these inbuilt biases. They find their ways into rules and systems within the organisation, and ultimately they find their way into who you see in senior leadership positions. So it's a big issue, and we've started to look at it quite closely.
Bringing women into the police force, it just does change perspectives, and I know from my command alone that when we've recruited more women, it does change our perspective and does break that male-dominated culture, which is great.
Interestingly, just changing our rules, there are a lot of assumptions, we can't do it that way because our rules say we can't do it that way. So I've had a bit of pushback, almost from the institution of our organisation, and I've said, well, they're our rules, I want to change them, and so we've changed them.
As far as on the fire ground, operationally, it's all the same. We all have the same skill sets to operate machinery. But when it comes to face-to-face, and there are some great male communicators as well, but I think that overwhelmingly, the majority of women in this organisation communicate so much better.
I'm not sure that our community here are aware that I'm involved. Probably some of the community think I'm just in the background. I don't think the skills of myself or women in the fire brigade are any different to the men on the fire ground.
Females in brigade broaden the skills of the brigade, there's no doubt about it, and that's why this brigade's been so heavily involved in having females in here. When I took over as captain, we went out and we recruited, and it made the difference between the brigade getting out the door and the brigade not getting out the door. If it's 10 females and 1 male, I've got my team, we're going to do the job. Person doesn't give a damn what's on the side of the fire truck as long as it's a fire truck. They bring a security to the brigade, and so therefore they bring that security to the community and the state.
So we're now aiming for 50% of women in all our senior executive positions, because that brings a much more capable and diverse leadership, and we're on track to the extent that we now have about 44% of women in the most senior executive positions, but there's still a lot of work to do. And what I've been saying across the organisation is that progress is not success, so it's the start of the process and we've got a lot more work to do.